Hi Taurus, welcome to February. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. So this month we have a new moon in Aquarius. Let me get my on February. It could be, depending on where you live, it could be the night of January 31st or the early morning of February 1st. This new moon in Aquarius also coincides with the Chinese New Year of the Tiger. Mercury, which has been retrograde since mid-January, goes direct on the 3rd. And then we have a full moon in Leo on the 16th. Now, the important thing for Taurus is the North Node has shifted from Gemini to Taurus. So the North Node's in Taurus, the South Node is in Scorpio. So that's going to be significant for Taurus while we're in this nodal pattern. And it could affect, it could affect the way you see yourself, and it could also affect your relationships. So there'll be some changes, especially around the eclipses. So let's see, we'll get into the astrology of the month later. Let's see what February holds for Taurus and love relationships. What does Taurus need to know about love and relationships for the month of February? What does Taurus need to know about love and relationships for the month of February? Okay, let's see what we have. The Temperance card. The Queen of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. The King of Wands. The Four of Cups. The Nine of Swords. The Two of Wands. The King of Swords. And the Seven of Cups. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Swords. Okay, so this month, we start out with Temperance and crossed by the Queen of Swords. So Temperance is a card that relates to the Archangel Michael, first of all, so you're receiving spiritual guidance and protection this month. It's also a card about finding the balance, like not going to extremes, learning how to compromise, learning how to meet someone halfway. So if you're having any problems in a relationship, it could be that you're dealing with someone that you have compatibility for the most part, but you're also very different. And you may have to see things from another person's perspective. You know, maybe they have certain views about the way the relationship should go. You have your views about the way the relationship should go and how you need to interact with each other. And to make it work, this is a card of blending, and this is like a card of alchemy, blending energies. So you have to kind of blend your energies together or meet each other halfway, learning, like you can't have it all your way, they can't have it all their way. You have to learn how to compromise, not be rigid. Because this Queen of Swords energy crossing, somebody in the relationship is being rigid or is being emotionally unavailable. Because the Queen of Swords energy, and it could be you, like, I've been hurt in the past, so I'm putting up this strong front. It could be you or the other person. The Queen of Swords energy is about someone who is very independent. It could be an air sign, but it doesn't have to be. I don't go by the signs as much. I mean, even though each sign, each element equates with a certain sign, but I like to describe the personality because sometimes you may think a person is, let's say, an air sign, but they could have, strong fire or water in their chart or earth. So, but the Queen of Swords energy has this energy of independence, this energy of, I don't need anyone to take care of me. I'm independent. Maybe especially if you've not been in a relationship for a long time, you don't know how to depend on someone, because you've been alone and you've had no one else to depend on but you. So now if someone comes into your life and they want to take, care of you, it's uncomfortable. You feel like, well, I'm losing myself, or I'm losing my independence. So it's just kind of an adjustment, and that's kind of what this card is about, Temperance. It's about adjusting, but it's about not going to extremes, like a little at a time, a little of this, a little of that. Like get used to the new way of being and a new person. I mean, when you connect with someone, you're dealing with someone else who is a totally different person, and they're not like you, you're not like them. You have to kind of get used to each other. You have to kind of learn how to blend your energies. And that's what this card's about in a relationship, blending the energy. And the Queen of Swords can sometimes be a little bit critical and a little bit cutting. She doesn't say things in a diplomatic way. She's very truthful, and sometimes that truth can hurt. So you have to ask yourself, am I being too harsh in my communication? Am I telling things like maybe I need to be more, like soften? It's not what I say, it's how I say it. Soften the words so that I don't create conflict or discord or rebellion in the other person. So that could be something that, don't be that rigid in your thinking. Try to soften your attitude, or drop your vulnerability, drop the wall, drop your guard. Sometimes the Queen of Swords has been through a lot of heartache in relationships, so she builds up this wall. Like, I don't want anybody to come close to me because I'm afraid of getting hurt, and I can't be vulnerable. So that's what's blocking you, this lack of wanting, of vulnerability, this harshness. Like you have this air of harshness. And it could be you or the other person that's afraid to drop their guard and to have true intimacy, to really connect with someone on a deep level because of fear. Got this Nine of Swords here, which is a fear card of fear of being hurt. Imagining, possible scenarios where you could make the wrong decision, or, get into the wrong relationship. So you're blocking everybody. And here again, you have the Nine of Pentacles in the past. So this is a card of independence. This person is successful in their career. They're focused on making money, having, a roof over their head. And I feel like the energy is that you've been too independent, and you're not allowing people to get close to you, or you're not allowing a person who might even be interested to, it's like you have this keep away vibe. Like, don't get near me, don't come near me, I don't need anybody. So maybe you need to break out of that solitude and start asking for help, or start opening up for love, like letting someone in. Even though there's a danger of being hurt. So you have the Six of Cups here, these two sixes, it's positive. So I feel like you're moving away from difficulty, and moving, in this month, you're going to be moving toward greater harmony. Six of Swords is a card of movement. The woman on this card is leaving her troubles behind and moving toward calmer seas. So whatever's been troubling you is starting to be resolved. So you may end the month in a better place than when you started the month. You also have the Six of Cups energy. This is about healing from the past, releasing yourself maybe from a past relationship. Maybe you've been carrying a memory, and that's been preventing you from getting close to someone because you're thinking about a past relationship that maybe didn't work out, did or didn't work out. So it's preventing you from embracing new love. But the Six of Cups is, making a commitment to, I've learned my lesson, I'm going to make things better the next time. And sometimes the Six of Cups can bring someone back from the past, or you might have been involved with someone that you had even a past life with. Because I'm seeing this king coming up in the future, the King of Wands. And I feel like that someone may reach out to you this month, someone from the past, that this person's been thinking about you. He's facing the past, and this could be a he or she. And I think he's going to want to reconnect you. So you may hear from someone, and because it's a king, it's somebody you already know. Excuse me. You have the Four of Cups here, so you're going to be on the fence whether you should accept this love or not, because it's possible that you didn't feel valued with this person, or you felt that they took you for granted. And right now, the situation that you're in, you're kind of feeling a little bit bored. Like, I don't know, it's almost like you're this dissatisfaction with the Four of Cups. Like, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this person. I don't know if I want their love. I don't know if they can give me what I need. And so you're kind of thinking, maybe I should see what else is out there. So you're on the fence about accepting this love, but there is someone coming in that wants to make things better, that wants to make, create harmony. They want another chance, or they want to create more harmony in the relationship. They've learned certain lessons, and they don't want to repeat the past. They want to make things better this time around. But you're on the fence about that. You may not be willing to accept that person back in your life. Nine of Swords energy. There may be some feelings of guilt or worry. You might be thinking, like, I don't know, I'm afraid to let this person back in. What if they do the same thing? What if we get caught up in the same pattern? It's almost like you may have, like, freed yourself from a relationship, and now you're like, I don't know if I want to go back. So you're stressed. This is called a mental stress. And mostly because of your fears. It's in your fear sector, your psychological blocks. You're like afraid to accept this offer. You're afraid, maybe because of past relationships that have built the wall up initially. It's like you're afraid to be vulnerable. You're afraid to let love in. So you're kind of like, I don't know. In the environment, you have this Two of Wands energy. So someone is definitely considering a partnership with you, but they're not sure where it's going to go. So this could be a partner, maybe the King of Wands, because it's the Two of Wands here. This is a potential. It's a potential partnership. And this person is kind of like, well, I'm offering my love, or I'm offering this partnership. Let's see where it goes. Like, they don't even know themselves, but they're willing to see where it goes. And you have this King of Swords energy, which is in your wish fulfillment sector. So the King of Swords is really trying to separate what's real. He's trying to make a decision. So this could be you trying to separate what's real from what's not real. You see, he's got the sword separating the wheat from the chaff. And swords are about intellect, thinking, thoughts, decisions. They're not so much about emotion. So you're taking a more logical approach to relationships, or a more, thinking approach, critical thinking. You're thinking more critically about your relationships than in the past. In the past, you might have been like, oh, but I love him, and I love her, and we'll make it work. This time around, though, you're being a little bit more discerning. I think that's the right word. Like, I'm not just gonna go with my feeling. I'm going to really think, is this right for me? Is this person right for me? Is what they're saying true? Can I trust them? What's true, what's not? And so you're going to be a little bit confused this month because you have the Seven of Cups. I feel like you have more than one option. You also have two kings. So there could be two people coming in, and you may have to choose. And right now, you're kind of just imagining. The Seven of Cups is a card of transition. You are transitioning. Your relationships are in a state of transition. But there's also a state of confusion where, like, okay, I have like these two birds in the bush, but I don't know which one I want in my hand, And you're dreaming about the potential, but you're not taking action. So at some point, you're going to have to make a decision. Now, the thing I can say, this King of Swords can also represent a person. So this could be a fire sign, that could be an air sign, and maybe you're choosing between fire and air. You have the Queen of Swords here, so you might be more compatible with this King of Swords, and that could be, if it's an air, it could be Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And then the King of Wands could be Aries, Leo, Sag. So it's possible that you're choosing between two different people and trying to figure out which one is best for you. That could happen. But don't rush into anything. Just take your time and think about what's best for you. Think about, okay, Do I want to repeat the past, or do I want to, go into something new? That's the decision you might be making this month. But the good thing is that you are moving away from this stress. Don't let yourself overthink things, because I think you might be in danger of overthinking when you should be feeling. I mean, it's like you're going from one extreme to the other. Where in the past you might have been all feeling, no thought. Now you're like all thought, no feeling. So you have to find the balance between the two. Don't go to either extreme. A little feeling, a little thought. Okay. Don't block out your emotions. Don't, drop your guard. Don't be this, fortress, this tower that nobody could reach. Hiding behind a brick wall. Break the wall down. Let love in. So let's see, before we go into the astrology, I want to see what the angel cards have to say for Taurus. What message does Taurus need to hear for February from the angels? Okay, let's pick a card. Pick a card, any card. Encouragement. Your love is invaluable to the earth and to those around you. Even though you may not always see the positive effect your love has on others, trust, for it does. Each time you offer love through a loving gesture, thought, or word, you plant a seed of love, and love always generates more love. Trust and continue your loving work. Oh, that's really sweet. So that's your card from the angels for February. And, okay, now I'm going to go into the astrology. Let's see what's happening for Taurus. So the new moon is happening in your 10th house. You have Sun, Moon, and Saturn in your 10th house. That is amazing. I mean, you could have a new career opportunity. And with Saturn, you are making a commitment. You could have a job that gives you more responsibility, more work, more recognition. I mean, it's like you're being recognized for your work and valued for your work. It's in Aquarius, so some of you might be working in tech. And this moon is squaring Uranus in your first house. So you may be coming out of your comfort zone to accept this new position, like seeing yourself in a new way. It's like freeing you. Like there's a certain amount of freedom with Uranus. Like it's freeing you from your past, however you've presented yourself in the past. When Uranus is in your first house, you're changing in a lot of ways. And you're willing to break free. It's like you can't keep repeating the past and the old patterns. You want something new. And you're like throwing things out and saying, I want to clear the decks. I want a new persona. I want to be a new person. And I have a new identity. I want to be more authentically myself. I want people to see me for who I really am and respect me for who I am. And that's reflecting itself, so you're breaking free of past patterns. And I feel like that's going to bring, like this new beginning is going to be good for you. Even though it might be uncomfortable because of the Uranus square, like it may happen, like you have to take this position and you're not ready for it, or you get thrown into this, these new responsibilities, and it's a little bit of, getting used to the new title or the new job role or the new way that you have to present yourself in the world. But once the dust settles, it's going to be a good beginning for you. Now, Uranus is trining Venus in Capricorn. And your 9th house is on fire, especially for Taurus rising. You have Venus, Mercury, Pluto, and Mars all in your 9th house. So you're either doing a lot of traveling. Uranus trine Venus could bring in love through, like with someone who's of a different culture than you. You could meet someone while you're on vacation traveling. You could be attracted to someone who's very different than you. You've been raised in different, cultures, maybe even different belief systems. Mercury and Pluto and Mars. Well, Mars is, the 9th house is about long distance travel. It's about higher education, teaching, learning. So you might decide, you know what, I'm going to really focus on education. If you're needing new skills for the job, you may decide I'm going to really hunker down and get the training I need and get the certifications I need and get the skills that I need to advance in my career. You might, and if you're older, you may be wanting to teach those things. So communication is important. Mercury, you might be involved in some writing project, or you might be involved in some communication project that's reaching a global market. And it's helping to transform the world, the consciousness of the world, because Pluto is transformation, death and rebuilding and transformation. And the ninth house is also your belief systems. So whatever you're writing or whatever you're communicating, you may help people see things from a different perspective, where it changes their consciousness, changes their beliefs. Or you might be learning things that change you might be connecting with groups of people that change the way you see the world. Mercury and Pluto are trining the North Node, and your North Node is in the second house. So now that Taurus, the North Node has moved into Taurus, the focus is going to be on security. What do I value? Money, or anything that makes you feel safe and secure. Because Taurus is all about, I want to be safe. I want to feel like I have a place, and it's usually real estate, buying a home. So if you don't have a home, you might be focused on getting a home. Money, if you're not making enough money, you may decide, I need a job that pays more so I can feel more secure. But also it's about self-worth. Am I valuing myself? Am I getting back what I'm giving? Do I feel valued and respected? If I'm not, am I settling for too less? And if the answer is yes, you're going to make some changes so that you get what you deserve, so that you get paid what you're worth, that you get, you're going to change the way you approach finances even. Maybe you're saving more money and not spending as much because you want to build up that little nest egg that makes you feel safe. So there's going to be a lot of changes in the things that you value, and what you considered valuable at one point, you may no longer consider valuable. You might be finding what's really valuable and putting your energy in that direction. But because you're a Taurus, I feel like you're also going to be changing you and how you approach, people are going to say you have changed. Taurus doesn't like change. Taurus is like, very same old, same old. I'm a Taurus too. We don't like ruffling feathers. We don't like changing, upsetting the apple cart. But even a Taurus has with limitless patience, reaches the end of the line where they say, you know what, I can't take this anymore. I've got to make some changes. And that's what out of all the signs with this North Node energy, Taurus is going to be doing the most change, especially because Uranus is in our sign. So Uranus wants to shake us up out of the rut and out of our past habits and patterns. Like, okay, you can't keep repeating the old and expecting a different result. It's like, that's the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting change, different result. No, we have to change the way we approach things, the way we approach life, the way we approach relationships, the way we approach finances. If we want to see change, we have to change what we're doing. It's not the other person that has to change, because we have no control over that, but we have control over us. And so the change has to start here with us. And once we change within, and then we change our behavior, then you're going to see changes filter out through everything. So I think it's going to be exciting. Now Mars is in the ninth house also. It's sextile Jupiter in the 11th. So you may be finding your soul tribe. Jupiter in the 11th house is about friendships and the groups that you belong to. Mars in the ninth, you might be reaching out to different groups. Maybe even using the internet or reaching out through, by travel or connecting with people of different cultures, different belief systems. I just feel like your friendships are going to change. And Jupiter brings luck wherever it hits. And in the 11th house, Jupiter can help you achieve a goal or a dream, especially financial, because Jupiter the 11th house represents the money you make from the work that you do in your career. So Jupiter's bringing abundance and expansion. So you'll be working, whatever you're doing, if you have a new job come in, you'll be dealing with people from a global perspective. You're not going to be in this narrow little world. You're going to be expanding, and it's going to bring in abundance and financial success as well. But you have to take action. So Mars is telling you in the ninth house, take action. Either get out there, don't be sitting at home. You got to get out, you got to mingle, do more traveling, do more learning, do more either teaching or learning or spreading your ideas in some way. Mars is ambition, is activity, it's action. So, and Mars in Capricorn is very strong. So you're going to have that energy to take action and to do those things. So don't hold back. Taurus has a tendency to procrastinate. If you get a feeling to do something, get on it, do it, because it's going to bring you success this month. So Mercury goes direct on the 3rd. Then we have the full moon. So Mercury direct on the 3rd. Let's see, where was it? It was in your ninth house. So if you had any hold up, like if you were working on any kind of educational project or communications project or reaching out to teaching, learning new skills, Mercury going direct, if anything was delayed, it should now pick up speed. And so you might hear back from people. There might be more, it's in your communication sector, like one of the communication houses, one of the travel houses. So there's going to be more movement now that Mercury goes direct. And then we have the full moon, and you won't have to worry about the technology issues or, now you can buy your computer, buy your car, signed on a dotted line, because Mercury rules contracts. So maybe the new job involves some kind of educational institution or teaching or learning or travel. So the full moon is happening in your 4th house. That's the house of home, family, your roots, And it's opposing the sun in the 10th house. So something is coming to completion around a career and home situation. So if you've been deciding, maybe you're thinking about moving, or maybe a job that comes in involves more travel. You may be thinking about changing your residence. Or an issue around the home comes to completion. Maybe you've been doing repairs and now you're done with the repairs. Or if you're having issues around family members, that may come to completion. If it doesn't, or it could also be, it shines a light on those issues. So if you've been not sure what was going on, the full moon can bring the truth out. So you could see where the problems are and see how to solve them. This full moon is squaring the nodes. So whatever comes out, it's going to require changes within you. You may have to change how you approach career and family matters. And that could feel a little uncomfortable. Or maybe the changes that you're making within yourself are affecting your career and home. Like people are saying, what happened to that person? What happened to that Taurus? They're acting different all of a sudden. And it's going to change, but I think it's going to change things in a good way. Because you're no longer putting up with things that were not good for you. You're standing your ground. You're stating your case. You're making changes that allow you to be more authentic. So if you're not in the right job, you might find a better job that pays more, that utilizes your talents in a better way. If you're living with someone and it's not working out, maybe people are moving out of your house, or you're moving into a new house, a new living arrangement. That gives you more freedom. Pluto is still in your ninth. It's conjunct. Now, Mercury at this point has moved into Aquarius. It's in your 10th house. So you could be involved in a writing project. You could be communicating more. Maybe you have to speak, give speeches, or do presentations. There might be something that involves communication, maybe marketing or website. Or you could be signing a contract. You might be working with a powerful group because Pluto's involved with the 9th house. So it could be an educational institution or something that's a religious institution, a government institution, something involving government. Venus and Mars are coming together this month. They're going to be conjunct right around this full moon in the 9th house. So if you decide, there could be, if you're traveling, you might meet someone traveling. You can meet a new romantic partner. So Jupiter is sextile Uranus. So Jupiter's bringing you luck in terms of friendships and the groups you belong to. Uranus, and they're going to be supporting your new, like the new you. If you're expressing a new you, you're going to be connecting with different people that are going to be honoring who you are, the uniqueness that you are. So I feel like you could have new friendships develop during this time, or joining with a group of people that you really feel get you. Like if you've been associating with people that are just like where you feel like you're around peg in a square hole, that's going to be ending. You're going to have opportunities to make better connections. And through that, you could have some kind of romantic connection through these new groups and networking. So if you're open to love and you're not in a relationship, it could happen through the work, through either your travels or through your networking, communicating, through your friendships, the groups that you belong. Like a friendship could turn to love in some way. So I think that this month is going to be good for you, Taurus. I think there's going to be a lot of changes and a lot of truths revealed. Because the new moon is happening in an angular chart and the full moon, it's going to be more significant to you than maybe some of the other signs. But you have an opportunity for a new beginning in the way you are seen in the world. I feel like because the 10th house is your public self, you're going to be more respected. There could be some new developments that bring you more respect and recognition, and possibly even more money. And friends, your friendships are changing too, where you're going to be connecting with people that really resonate with you. So drop your guard. Let love in, let friendship in. Don't be too harsh. Don't be too judgmental. Don't be too critical. And release the past. Don't be afraid to embrace the new. That's my advice. Keep on keeping on. Don't give up on the dream, because I think we have some really good aspects this month that can help us manifest our dreams. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. That helps support the channel. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website and we can get you scheduled. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful February. Happy Valentine's. And I will talk to you again next month. Thank you. Bye now.